and allowing people to join. I love this one. I want to use that like every time, you guys. Lighten it up a little bit, hopefully. Let's see if that lightens it up a bit. It does. Okay. All right. Please let me know if you can hear me. All right. Trying to get everything set up. I have a little bit different of a setup today, and I'm not for sure if that's going to be better or not. So you guys let me know. Drop it in the comments. I also, yeah, it's a bit further away, so I'm really not sure. Let me see. I might switch to this. So hello, Miss Mandy. Can you hear me? You guys are a bit further away from me on my other stand, so I'm trying to get it to where I can see, you guys can hear, and all that good stuff. So welcome, my dear. Okay, so oh, that's amazing. Yes, I love it because I want to get it to where, like, I switched it to just it's a filter, but it's not like a filter. All it does is brighten it. So that's normal, but it's pretty dark, and that just lightens it. So it really just brings, oh, like that. See? It just makes it to where you guys can really see the color, the brightness, right? So wonderful. It's such a beautiful day. It's still a bit chilly, but the sun feels amazing. Super grateful to have everyone here and everyone that's joining. So just going to take a moment and let people drop in. I've got my heart singing bowl today, and I love this because I had I don't know if you guys can see this, the golden imprint in there, and I had this created as I felt it just really was a beautiful reflection of the energy that I felt connected into when I had this made. So I love that. Very much receiving some golden codes of calibration, and there's a message that's there. I've got a few energies, cosmic energies, that are joining today that are going to be speaking. I do feel the Arcturians are going to be bringing a message through, and the Arcturians are going to be assisting with the Pleiadians and the energy that I've been connecting into. Those of you like Mina are aware of this because you are in the group space, but Mayan energy has been very present. The Orion belt has been very present. And now I have a post on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I've got links for that. I don't have it up on this one yet, but I can put it up there. But it's in most of I think it's in pretty much all of my recent videos, or most of them, so you can find it there. But I'm speaking into the Mayans and their connection into time. They were masters of time. Most people are familiar with the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar was a beautiful reflection of how they were able to perceive and understand cycles of time. So they had the calendar, and most people thought this was an apocalyptic thing, right? That the world would end on a certain date. But we know it didn't, and yet it did, because the cycles of time, they assisted in what I am beginning to better understand through this connection into Orion's belt and through the Ascended Master Teachers of El Moria and Serapis Bay. They are assisting me in better understanding that we know there are many civilizations that were cradles of civilization, as we call them, on the earth plane. And Mayans were one of them. We know Egyptians are one of them, Aztecs. But Mayans specifically in the way that they were bringing forth their what they offered, and what I have been receiving and what I've been shown is that Mayans would use the Orion Belt portal, and this was through a lot of their, we see a lot of their structures that they built as a collective collaboration with assistance from our cosmic brethren, and these were to anchor in those gateways. We know that there are a lot of pyramids and such that were used as interdimensional travel points, very much like the pyramids of Giza. And there are many across this plane that were constructed and erected for such a purpose. So for Mayans, what's present now is those gateways that were connected into their structures, those interdimensional planes, which were capped off energetically. They were no longer able to, there was when the cap of time was integrated for this realm, when the veil became really thick because of illusion, which we call, interestingly enough, one of the three points of distortion is Maya. And Maya is connected. The reason why that word is there, the reason why, now I know there's writings about this, there's teachings, I get that. What I am receiving directly from my channel in the now moment is speaking about Mayans in return, and the reason how that word was incorporated was because it was a construct of when the illusion really started to heighten, when the illusion began infiltrating deeper into the 3D construct. So when we experience Maya, we experience illusion. And so that is when they were working with the construct of time, they were one of the last civilizations, one of the last handful of civilizations that was really connected into interdimensional travel, what I would say would be the constructs of time for this realm, and how they could harness and co-create within those. And now they were also assisting with the beginnings of the wheels of illusion, which had a certain time period connected into it. And once that time period was through, was finalized, then the deconstruction of time could begin. So they were what I would say would be an earthbound civilization, which is also, they were also made up of cosmic oriented beings. So there were cosmic oriented beings, welcome Candace, cosmic time masters and planetary time masters that were based in that Mayan civilization. And so why is this important with what we're talking, what's coming through today? Why is this here? Well, we are undergoing collapses of timelines, and we are also in the prep phase right now, especially for those of you that are harnessing in, that are part of a collective ascension journey. And I'm gonna have the cosmic energy step forward, and I would like for them to bring through the perception of the galactic councils and speak more about this. But we have been in a prep phase because there is a collective timeline jump that is coming, and it is already in motion. It is going to, what I would say, we're in the prep stage. It will be in motion beginning on 4/8, which is the eclipse date, and then it will finalize on 8/8. So you have 4/8/8 and then 8/8/8, which is a very significant portal. And during that portal, there is going to be a lot of energetic things shifting. So if you are part of a collective, what I would say is a collective collaboration, if you're a part of a group space like my group space, there's many others out there that are working in this infrastructure of transcendence. And so with the intention that we are placing in every now moment, what we are doing internally in every now moment, it is what is bringing this through. So those of us that are on this journey, that are working in what I call, if you're a part of a golden circle, which would be, by the way, golden circles, golden pyramids, those are vibrational points of experience. If you're a part of a golden circle, you're a part of a golden pyramid, because that's the masculine and the feminine working in harmony. It's not just the collective circle of people. The collective circle of people is a manifested reflection of honoring that intention to be in unity within the self. And so you usually are going to have, or you will have, a conduit for those frequencies, a conduit for those attunements. So we're not leaders of a space. We are just vessels. We are conduits. And each of you are portals. Each of you are vessels, of course. Each of you are conduits. So as we are moving into this portal, this gateway between 4-8 and 8-8, our portals, our vessels, have been going through this prep phase so that we could be fully in tune with that portal, so that we can, as a collective, move into the timeline, go through the quantum jump, which everyone's going to go through it. But those of us that are actually integrating within this right now, that are moving through this every single month, moving through our initiations, moving through continual activations, for us, it will be like a gentle nudge. For those that are not incorporating stuff like this on a day-to-day basis, it's going to be pretty intense. I don't know what it's going to look like for the collective, because that doesn't necessarily matter. But what is of purpose is understanding that it's coming. And this is happening because, if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know, many of you here might not have been tuning into my Facebook lives, but last year I had quite a few lives on Facebook where I spoke about a few key years, and of course this year is one of them, 2027 and 2037. Now 2037 is definitely it's a very significant number for myself and for the collective. So this being said, what was spoken about then is also still very true now. What is taking place now is moving us into the unity consciousness experience in 2027 and 2037. So those are very, very significant years. And what is happening in this timeline shift, in this jump, that's why all these timelines are collapsing right now. We have a lot of collective timelines that are collapsing. This is also happening on a galactic scale. So wherever there was any type of belief or emotional imbalance or anything that was carried through a perception that was not yet anchored or even held in alignment with this timeline, because we have to keep in heart that actually all of us that came here, many of us that came here, depending on if you are a continual birth in, or what I mean by birth in is if you are born into this plane and you are continuously awakening on your journey through the same soul. If you're the same soul that was born into this plane and you are still present as that same soul, I call that a born in, or a walk-in. Now there are many walk-ins, and there are many more higher consciousness walk-ins that are coming in. This is because the soul contracts for 3D are dissembling. They're going out. So if there were souls here that were on a path that could go no further, that could not go into 4D or 5D, then they would go out and this new consciousness would come in. So that's been happening because what we are doing with all this is in prep for is there are many hybrid children that are being born or will be born, and there are also the being, like we are, many of you, I'm sure many of you that are tuning in here are star seeds. Star seeds, there are star seeds that began their journey here and got caught and got lost, got trapped under the illusion. And there are many star seeds that either just didn't necessarily need to sign up for a 3D contract. They didn't really desire that experience, but they are available for further 5D evolution that have been waiting to incarnate here. Um, because the cycles of what I say life and death are coming to a close, we now have an opportunity for higher frequency energies to come in. And they don't have to be born. You guys have heard me talk about this. The reason why I've talked about why birthing children is not going to just be an increase is because the vessel is going through this. Think of it like a rubber band. It's expanding, or not even that. It's a vessel. So it's like adding layers to a ship or something. It's just creating. It's becoming bigger. It's becoming larger. It's holding a greater capacity of light, which means we are, as consciousness, we are frequency. That's what light is. It's a higher frequency. It's not as heavy. So when the vessel is able to accommodate, it can accommodate a higher state of consciousness, a walk-in, or multiple walk-ins. So now that the vessels are able to accommodate, you've got souls that are switching places, and you've also got the preparation for when those children that are born in, that are hybrids, those of us that are birthing crystalline eggs, we are birthing an arena for energy to come in a different way, where you don't have to be born through the physical womb. So all of this is taking place. All of this that's happening with this collective timeline jump is aligning us further to a full fifth dimensional experience, which means, this is another message that's been coming through. Many of you are used to experiencing a very specific outline of business infrastructure, right? Even on the spiritual journey. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't have like a business box infrastructure, because I've known for some time that the energy would no longer be accommodating that type of schedule or that type of architecture. So because time is being reconstructed, even the way that we schedule, if you guys that work with me one-on-one, you guys have noticed this. My one-on-ones are based on either I will put you in the schedule, but I don't know if we're actually going to meet on that date. It depends on, we are going to meet when it's divinely aligned. But because there is still somewhat of a slight necessity for that type of interaction, we put it down, right? We hold the date, but we're technically not holding the date because that's not how time is functioning anymore. Functioning of time now is from a flow state, not a box state. So schedules, calendars, all of this is going to start. It's already begun, but it hasn't yet manifested in the physical way. But this is what's happening energetically. So if I put us down for a day during the week and that was not the aligned energy, or the energies have shifted and it's saying, wait, there needs to be something else that needs to be integrated before that exchange happens, that's how we honor. So infrastructure, the way the business looks, even spiritual businesses, this is something that I'm just putting out there as a bit of guidance, as a bit of an invitation to be aware of, because if the way that you go about your business is really, really, really structured, that structure should be shifting, because structure is masculine, and the masculine energy is coming into flow with the feminine consistently, and it is not structured with the blocks of time. We are no longer working in blocks of time. We are actually releasing ourselves from these blocks or these cycles of time. And everything happens now. So if it's meant to happen now, it will happen now. If it's not meant to happen in this now, it will happen in the now that it's meant to happen, because everything already exists. Doesn't mean that everything is happening simultaneously. Everything exists simultaneously. So if the existence of our one-on-one is not from 12 to 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, but it's from 3 to 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, then that's the existence of the exchange. When we block it out and we specifically force it to happen at that time, then we are controlling and manipulating the flow. So this is why, and like I said, those of you guys that work with me know this is how it goes. Everything happens based on the flow of energy. What's here now, and how do I best honor that through my vessel? Which means how I'm best honoring it through my vessel is also based on how we honor it through the exchange of vessels. So I'm dropping all this in here because even if you're not in some business infrastructure, even if you're not running your own business, even if you're still working in a job, that's still going to be in place for a while longer. But these are the cycles that are dropping away. So, and over the next few years, it's really going to be noticeable that that's happening. So, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free to drop it into the chat. I'm pretty sure I made this public. I think I did, but if I didn't, then I will put it on there public after I get done. But I wanted to allow others to drop into this today. It was going to be just for my group space, but I was invited to provide it for a collective level because we're in prep. We're in prep. And I would highly recommend, you guys know I don't ever consistently bring these invitations forward unless it is based in a collective timeline jump. Unless there is something on a collective level that is needing to be continuously reiterated because others are not stepping into the acceptance of the invitation energetically. So what's happening with our vessels in terms of the timeline jump that's coming for the collective. So many of you right now, I know those in my group space, we've been talking about this, you're feeling a bit emptied. You're being emptied. We've had a lot of physical sensations, the continual going to the bathroom, the throwing up, the purging of the cells. The cells are prepping. The cells are prepping. So between now and the collective timeline jump, you're going to have a lot of individual shifts where timelines are collapsing. As individual timelines collapse, it creates enough energy for this collective timeline jump to take place. So welcome, beautiful souls. That lets me know it is public. Thank you. So as these timelines are collapsing individually, you guys are starting to notice how you're feeling emptied. Now, if you're not moving through the physical sensations if you're not really experiencing, yeah, Candace, absolutely right. We've talked about this. Then this is your invitation that you really need to step into an exchange of energy with someone that carries the codes to assist you in preparation for this collective timeline jump that is coming. It's beginning on the eclipse. It's ending on 8/8. Okay, this is a very powerful thing. It's also, if you guys haven't noticed, the old 3D collective is putting out this fear mongering around the eclipse. Right? Welcome, beautifuls. Welcome. The reason why the 3D is putting out fear mongering on the eclipse is because they feel like that there's something dangerous about this. They're shutting down schools because the eclipse is a signifier of the beginning of this timeline jump. Okay, this collective jump where we are getting further away as a collective from the 3D architecture and we are moving into even further the 5D architecture. So the fear mongering is fear mongering. We have eclipse season every year. It's no different. Well, it is a little bit. This one, those eclipses have been building the momentum to get us to here. Moving forward, each eclipse season is going to be an even more powerful signification or signifier, if you will, of the momentum of the shift. It's pushing us. You can think of it as a wave, a gentle wave. Well, not quite gentle. It's pretty intense, but it's pushing us into this collective timeline jump. It is very hilarious, Candace. I do agree. The public, the collective 3D mind perspective of what's happening is pretty detached, right? We see a lot of war. We see a lot of violence. We see all the backlash of timelines collapsing because because those that do not hold a higher perspective of awareness do not have the capacity to dial in like they do. They're not choosing it. So when we're seeing timelines collapse on a collective level, you're going to see that type of infrastructure falling. And the only way that energy that does not have an understanding of the pure aspects of energy, they respond out of fear, they respond out of anger, they respond out of hate, because that is fight or flight. It's basic human survival mechanisms. So what's happening is our survival mechanisms are also shifting. We're undergoing a lot of nervous system upgrades, where our nervous system is purging, our cells are purging. So if, again, now, like I said, everyone's going to move through this collective timeline jump, but how you experience it is going to either be extremely rough. I will say, is that highest truth? Yes, it's either going to be extremely rough, or it's going to be somewhat mild, or like just a nudge. You're going to be aware of it. If you are not integrating your highest point of activations and attunements, my dears, please do so. This is a necessity for the experience of these timelines. Doesn't mean that you won't be experiencing the energy. You will, but how you experience it determines the collective unity perspective. If you are not able to be dialed into your own point of unity, and not through I want to be very clear on this. Some people hear the word unity and they have a definition in mind. They think I know what unity means because I know what the word means. Just like they think when they hear the words light worker. I have those that get very triggered when those like myself step into offerings and we say, hey, if you're stepping into a soul contract, there must be an investment of energy. That's a part of the agreement. In order for the energy to be balanced and for us to usher this in, we must still have a balance of exchange. That's simply a part of this collective process. It does not mean that we're giving light workers a bad name, because we don't hold such judgments. We are simply fulfilling what the agreement is. If that's a part of the agreement, your soul also agreed to not only receive the exchange, but to invest. So just putting that out there. So the Mayans are, first thing, okay, sorry, let me go back. So with that being said, the reason why the invitation to step into the receivership of soul contracts, this is a big one. And I usually end up framing this approximately 6 months to a year before it is manifested in what I would say would be a greater collective sense. So a lot of everything that's happening right now, I spoke about this time last year. As we are moving into this right now, the cosmic energies are going to step forward in a moment and are going to further reflect this. The exchanges of energy that should be in motion right now should be based on contracts, agreements. If you are feeling, and I know I've spoken about this, but they're asking me to speak about it again, because as timelines are collapsing, so are the formulations, the constructs of the exchanges of energy. So those energies need to recreate themselves. If you are consistently interacting with others, and it is in a hope that you're going to be able to help them heal, you're going to be able to save them, if they are not in an exchange of energy with you because there is an agreement that is made, they come to you and they say, I need what it is that you offer because I know that I am having a difficult time accessing that within myself. Then you have an opportunity to give it freely. However, a contract is never given freely. It is a contract. If you have something that is necessary and needed, there needs to be an investment to uphold that agreement. That is a part of the contract, okay? Anything that is freely given is something such as this. I give it freely. Whether people decide to take it, that's great. If they don't, that's great. It is not bound. It is not a binding contract, right? Therefore, because of this, there is no anchor. There is no anchor into my field. So if you are consistently allowing people into your field, I'm sorry, baby, come right here. If you're consistently allowing people into your field in this hope that you can help them, or even if they ask if that you can help them, say they ask you, and you say, okay, yeah, sure, I will help you, I will assist you. They anchor into your field upon that agreement, and you are offering the majority of the exchange, because what they are needing from you, it is there. You already have it. It is freely given. It is a point of activation. Therefore, the exchange becomes imbalanced, and you end up taking on more than was agreed upon. That is why an investment of energy, light workers work within the contracts of higher frequency attunement. It is not just a social word that sounds good, that is used to say, hey, I'm a light worker, I'm a part of the cool kids. That's not why we do this. Okay, we do this because we understand from a mastery of energy standpoint that there also must be a mastery of energy in the exchange. And if there is if the agreement can't be upheld, then the contract cannot be upheld in its fullest, and you will accrue what is called karma. Karma is an imbalance, and therefore there will be a continual judgment trying to take place. That's what a check and balance. This is how the universe works. This is how energy works. It's based on exchange, okay? So if the person is not able to, let's say they receive it, but they are not in a continual state of acceptance and allowance, and they try to say, well, yeah, I heard what you said, or I received it, but, this is what's going on, and this is what's happening. They're anchored in your field. They're putting up blocks, and you are feeding. You're feeding them. Okay, so that is why these contracts and these agreements are very, very important. And it's also why when you step into a group space, especially a large group space, you want to be sure that you are in your highest frequency of sovereignty, and you are always honoring your highest frequency of sovereignty. Now, when you step into a group space, it's everyone's responsibility for their energy. But a group space is still a contract. A lot of people step into a group space and they will take freely, and what they give, and I'm not talking about all group spaces, I'm talking about some, there becomes an imbalance of energy in the give and take. And so that is also why when we step into grids now, or step into groups, it's stepping into a grid. Okay, so anytime you step into a group, honor it like you would when you do, because it's grid work. Okay, you're in a grid. So that is why doing your internal work every single day is important. Yes, it is everyone's responsibility for their energy, but you're always in a dynamic exchange of energy. You are in a grid, you are in a network, you are exchanging. So this is why upholding your light is just as important as exchanging your light. Moving forward, being in the presence of your own light is the most important. This does not mean that you do not step into exchanges with others. You absolutely do, but it should always be based in that contract and in that purpose. This is why social media, many of you, I know those of you that work with me that are in my group space, have been pulling away from social media, right? I drop my posts, and I leave. I don't stay on. Because that is a continual, it's like dead energy. And so I am looking forward to when we are able to have a bit of a different grid set up for the exchange. So all of this is being said, and all of this is being delved into for a very big purpose, you guys. I don't say these things as this is what you need to do. It's an invitation, but that invitation is coming from higher self. It's coming from guides. It's coming from the highest frequencies of support. So if there is a feeling of wanting to be in greater balance with yourself, you need to be stepping into a ritual meditation every single day. And grateful to have you in here, my dear. I'll be starting, I'm dropping in some channeled messages really quickly before we get going into the light language and the singing bowls. The soul contracts are something that have been coming forward that are like, it's like right in the forefront of purpose right now, because there are many people that are still engaging in what I would say are mindless exchanges, where it is just done out of habit, where there is this feeling that if I step away from this friend, or I step away from this group, or I step away from this job, then I'm not going to have what I need, or I'm not going to have the connection, or what are they going to think of me, or what, what if they talk about me, or that kind of thing. That right there is showing you the reason why you should. The reason why you should is because you were already, you were invested in that exchange based on a belief that is no longer aligned. And because it is no longer aligned, you want to maybe step away, but you're afraid of the consequences. Although there are no consequences, there is just choice and effect. So the effect of your choice is the timeline that you align to once you make the choice and uphold it. Yes, that's I've come across those that have had the same thing, where a group experience was not a safe space, where it was not a good experience, um, and they're afraid to step back into it. That's why the reason why this is being brought forward is the awareness that a group space now should always, when you join, it should be based on, from a higher self perspective, that that is a part of your contract of this timeline. When you align to a timeline, everything is meant to show up. Everything will show up for your experience. You do not have to force. All you have to do is allow. So if you have a continual, like, if I'm continuously in your face talking about this, like every time you tune in, if you hear the same message again and again and again and again, here's your sign. Here's your sign. It's because you're receiving the information, the ping, if you will, through the message of, that's where I need to be exchanging. But if you hold a fear, then you block yourself, right? You'll block yourself from allowing that, even though it's a part of your path. It's a part of your path, but because fear is chosen based on previous experiences, you don't fully let that experience go. You hold on to it, which blocks your path ahead and does not give you an opportunity to experience all that's on your path. What took place in previous experiences, and this is an invitation for everyone, especially for you, my dear, anything that happened prior does not have to happen again, and it will never happen again, not in the same way, because everything that is in flow is not repetitive. And you're being given the message now so that you can have the awareness now. So allow yourself to come into the space of accepting that you're meant to know it now. Like, now is the only time that exists. And that way there's no, kind of regret held on the underneath. But as we move forward, allow yourself to honor that any exchange of energy is connected into the grid. And if you block yourself from an exchange of energy that was meant to take place on this timeline of unity, higher timeline, then you're not fully invested in your higher self energetically. Meaning you will not feel as connected in, you will feel kind of detached, and you will also be consistently tapping into points of fear. So also another thing that they're wanting me to bring through all aspects of self. And guys, this is a big one that's come through, you guys, and I want to put it forth here. I had a previous client come to me wanting my help because they said that they had experienced, this is also happening because of the timeline collapses right now, okay? This person said that spirit had told them that there was a form, like a deity, like a demon embodied within them that was controlling them, and they were trying to have an exorcism done. They couldn't, and there was some other stuff that took place that I'm not going to divulge in. But the perception, first of all, spirit does not speak in fear, because spirit does not know fear. Only the mind knows fear. And if you are in an experience where you feel like you are being attacked, where you feel that there is some malevolent energy that is controlling you, yes, you are a vessel. Yes, you are a conduit. But what you allow through your beliefs is what you experience. If you have a belief, if you are not addressing your beliefs, if you're not working through the mastery of self, this is why, you guys, I have been speaking about the mastery of self for the last year. Because timeline collapses, cycles of time closing, these are energetic investments of us. And if we are not in a continual investment of accessing our highest truth through guidance, by having, that's why, I am so grateful for my group space. I'm so grateful for having an opportunity to co-create with those that step into it, because it has been a learning lesson for all of us. And I am not the leader of the group. We co-create together, but I am the anchor. So I uphold the frequency of what is agreed upon. So I uphold the boundaries, if you will. Every single one in that group space can tell you they have worked through some really intense and powerful perceptions, beliefs, emotions. Any one of us we could manifest a dual personality. And when you're moving through timeline collapses, it's a vortex, which will give a heightened sensation of your own subconscious detachments. And so there is no one attacking you, because once any energy moving through you is your responsibility. Even if someone wishes you harm, if you believe that that's what's going to happen, you are a co-creator with the energy. But everything exists already for your experience, and it exists simultaneously with the next experience. You choose which experience you step into. And if you're in this is why I say high vibe doesn't mean that you are anchored in light. Okay? People hear words and they know what it means based on a collective reverberation of what they think it is. There is a collective echo that moves through you in every moment. You send your belief out, so do others. The universe responds with continual vibrational likeness so that you can have that experience. It's energy. The manifestation of it is the illusion. So when you have a manifestation of what I would say is spiritual infestation, you have manifested beliefs and perceptions that you just denied. Meaning you would say, yeah, I know that. But just because you know it doesn't mean you're addressing it in frequency. Okay, this is why I say all the time, it doesn't matter what you know. It matters what you are anchoring into through your belief. So this is, we're going to lay it out for you. Me and the collective cosmic energies that are here are going to lay it out for you. We're all working in this as one voice. When you go to paint a picture, you're very welcome. You pick out the colors. You pick out the foundation, what is it going to be? Is it going to be canvas? Is it going to be oil paints on canvas? What is it going to look like, right? You pick it out. You determine what goes into the final creation when you're painting a picture. Same thing with your own manifestations. No difference. You choose the thought. You choose the perception of the thought, which is the energy in motion. When the energy is moving through you and you have a thought, you allow that thought to come through you based on the perception of the thought. If you think the thought is coming from a state of attack, so meaning if you hear words and you say, and those words are embedded in fear, the mind creates fear, just like the mind, perception-wise, the mind creates love. Words. You hold a belief of both words, and you also create the projection of both words. You paint the picture, you paint the illusion, and then you experience the illusion. So when you pick out the paint and you pick out the canvas, and then at the final picture comes through and you say, how did that smudge get on there? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That must have been somebody else. It was always you. It was always you. Your subconscious only knows you. Yet we are all connected into source, and we are all connected in. So see, here's the difference between subconscious and conscious. Everyone's subconscious is individual based. Consciousness is unity based. Your subconscious only knows you exist. So everything that you perceive is an attack on you, or someone is attacking you, or someone is doing something to you, and something is happening to you, right? Your subconscious only knows you exist anyways. So it doesn't matter what comes into your environment. Once it reaches you, once you see it, hear it, understand it, once it comes into your perception, once it comes into your visual field, once it comes into your feeling field, it is yours. And that's whether, and all energy is always flowing through you. It's always a dynamic exchange, you guys. So if someone says something to you and you don't like the sound of it, you don't like the way it comes to you, it is your responsibility for how you receive it. Because if, let's say you're in a certain vibration, another person's in a certain vibration, if they're in a higher vibration, if they're, let's say if they're in a more pure vibration and you are not, you're in an imbalanced vibration, or vice versa, whoever is in the lower vibration will be triggered by the higher vibration, because the higher vibration is always working from a state of purification. It's always working from a state of transmutation. So it's always working from a state that will trigger. It's going to trigger to get everything shook up, to bring everything to the surface so that it can move out. That's the purpose. That's the whole purpose. But it's never offered from a state of judgment, because pure vibrations don't hold such mental concepts. It's only offered from a state of this is truth, this is truth. When the truth is coming from such a pure portal, it can activate the nervous system, especially if the nervous system is based in fight or flight. Then it's going to want to fight, or it's going to want to run. That's how you're always going to know. Now, all of this is very, very important, you guys. And I know that there are going to be those who are going to say, I know these things. But if you're still experiencing, and I want to really quickly, and also wait, before we go into that, the manifestation of entities, people feel like it's so easy. I feel on this journey, so many on the spiritual journey talk about fighting evil. And they're always talking about evil eye in these manifestations. Do you guys realize that that's just the illusionary reflection of purity? And so if a person is based in the mind, then all they're going to perceive is an attack on themselves. That's all they can perceive. The world is against them, okay? Even on the spiritual journey, for those that are not anchoring into the purest expression of truth, if they're not anchored into an activated vessel that can access the higher frequencies of consciousness, that's why these activations are so important, you guys. Those that work with me, you guys in my group space, Mina, Candace, Becca, those of you that are here, I can tell the distinction in where these souls were this time last year, or even, no, not even that, 2-3 months ago. There are those that have been with me that came from a space of just mental resistance into in this space of, I don't know how to access these energies, I don't know how to tap into them. And even though, yes, you're still coming into a consistent understanding by immersing yourself in the activated energy, meaning you must be consistently immersed in the frequencies to know and understand, not know through the mind, but understand through the crown of consciousness what those frequencies are, meaning what is their signature. If you're not consistently immersed in a vessel that can access the truth of that, then you just know it from the mind, you know it from words, and the mind is definitely going to want to analyze it. But when you have a space where you have someone that can open that up and reflect to you a truth, even when you don't want it but need it, and also give you an opportunity to reflect in the vibrations of the highest frequencies of experience, the growth is profound. Even in the times where you're working through the mental perspectives and, you know, all of those, the fight or flight, the nervous system has to consistently go through these pings, these upgrades, which means you're going to have moments where you're triggered to go back into fight or flight. How long you stay there is determined by you. But the growth has been profound. I have those that were not able to tap into, or they didn't feel, they were always able, but they were not, you know, they didn't have this faith or this trust in their channel, that are now going into it and connecting into these ascended master teachers. You know, Becca's most recent experience of connecting into Kuan Yin and actually smelling her fragrance. You know, Mina, Candace, both of you all of you bringing through beautiful coding, beautiful experiences with these ascended master teachers, and scribing, and the experience within the energy, the perspectives. So all of this is to say that if you consistently commit to a space that offers you that exchange on a soul level, then you are always, not only are you always in connection with them, but you get to experience it outside of the mind. Okay, the mind and even the clairvoyance, clairsentient, those are actually connected into the brain. It's connected into your senses. You learn to tap into that and then go beyond that, where your perception of the senses is not coming through the mind anymore, but it's coming through the heart. The clairs are tapped into the mind. That's going to be your first, that's your first connection point, is you come into the clairs, and then butterfly. And then you go from the clairs, and then you further develop through the heart, where you are just in the experience, and your clairs are still picking up on it, but it's kind of like a support system to the portal. So there's a lot of stuff that's been dropped in here today, you guys, and I could keep going, but I don't want to overload everyone. I thank you so much for receiving. We thank you so much for receiving. All of this that was brought through was necessary and needed for the betterment of course, the highest good. It's the betterment of the collective, the betterment of the awareness. And it's to allow you to take an opportunity to honor any higher contracts that you have had a fear of experiencing, because you think, like, if there is receiving casually, and then there is receiving through soul agreement, higher self agreement. If you are not in a higher self agreement contract with anyone right now, please sit and ask your higher self who you need to be working with, because you should be connected into someone that is assisting and opening your vessel up at this time. There are those of us that are we are simply here for that purpose. Like, we are just here for that collective offering. And then those of you that come online, that connect into your coding, that come into those frequencies, then you step into, and you are the new collective wave. Like, you guys, as a higher consciousness walk in, I'm just here for this, and then I'm back out, right? I don't have consistent incarnations here, and I will not have consistent incarnations here. I'm just here for this purpose, to drop in and provide what I'm here to provide, and then leave. That's it. So that is why those that are working with me, you guys work very intensely with me, very closely with me for a time, because it won't be too much longer and I will be out. So, and I do know the date that I'm leaving. So I want everyone, and not even just in, yes, that's my truth, but regardless, allow yourself to connect into those that come here, that are here to provide you with that activation. Because the reason why you receive from those that carry those blueprints is because you guys are the new earth. You are the way showers. So you are in consistent communion with Terra. By the way, I know we say Gaia. I was also given an invitation that her crystalline frequency, you guys know I shift through Éoaccí and in Aya and Sasha Marab and Zendaya. The reason why is those are frequency signatures. Okay, so Gaia was the frequency signature for 3D. The 5D is Terra Nova. Terra Nova. And I want you to take a moment and feel into that. 1 second. I knew that was coming. Okay. Okay, come over here, baby. Stay. No, come over here. No, get off my singing bowl. Stay. Right there. Stay. Stay. Thank you. Thank you. Stay. Yep. I know. You gotta stay. I know you want to. So, thank you guys for receiving all of this. I just want everyone to, as we move forward, to have an opportunity to be in the experience of their own highest truth internally. And thank you guys. Thank you. I don't say this because I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. I'm not putting myself up here like, hey, I'm something special or something different. I am what I am. And what I am is I honor that, and I am authentically expressing that, and I love that. I love what I am here to do, and I speak this truth so that others can see that it's okay to be in your authentic expression. It's okay to shine, and it's okay to honor your purpose, right? Oh my goodness, you started to smell flowers suddenly. I feel like that is what I'm hearing. It is a reflection as we are shifting from experiencing one truth into an experience of another truth. As there is a closing out of that point of exchange, the energy is, what I'm hearing is like a closing gift, like thank you for receiving. And it's also a truth of understanding of how you can tap into truth and experience it through the senses in a way that is pure and expressive, and also shows you that you don't have to have a physical, you don't have to have this to experience energy, right? We think that we must have the physical to experience it through the senses, but we don't, because energy is energy. The smell is, we have this imprint of how flowers smell. We have an imprint of how textures feel. It's imprinted into our sensory perception. And this is how we begin to honor from 5D. And I love this as a beautiful point of shifting. So thank you, Mina. Beautiful gift. Thank you. I feel like that was given to you to bring forward for all of us. So thank you. As we shift now into the frequency experience, the just being, where we are tapped in, dialed in, tuned in, and we will hear words of light, and we will experience, and we will hear music, but we will also hear vibrations. We will experience sensations in a way that resides outside of the mind and outside of the brain. And I want to let everyone know, if anyone goes back and rewatches this, as I am consistently channeling and I am receiving from different portals, if I shifted from one topic to the next and there is a gap in truth, please leave that in the comments and I will reflect back on that. I would like for you to just begin to take some deep breaths. Allow yourself to declare. If you accept and receive, just declare that now. That is being part of your intention, that you accept and receive. But I want you to have an awareness that you're not only accepting and receiving through me, you are accepting and receiving through yourself. I am merely a reflection. So this is an invitation to be fully tuned in, dialed in, into your inner pillar of light. Turn your awareness and your focus inward, just as you would if you had your eyes open and you were looking at the screen. I want you to close your eyes and turn your awareness internally. And I'm hearing like the rhythm of a clock. Tune into the rhythm. Which is the masculine structure of the flow of the eternal flame, or the eternal waters of creation. So fall into the rhythm. Just allow yourself to flow, focusing only on the waves, on the sensations. And you might feel called to place your hands on your heart to deepen the connection. In today's transmission, in this part of the transmission, we are going to be moving through the chakras. We are going to be clearing where timelines have been collapsing. There's residual energy that I feel is there, that many of you are still holding on to, because maybe you don't have maybe you're not a part of a group space, or you're not a part of a connection with another that can really assist you in understanding how and guiding you on how to move through that. And it doesn't mean that it's done for you. It means that you have an opportunity to exchange and gain the necessary guidance that would allow you to further clear it based on your own awareness, bringing you into a higher point of awareness. So we're going to move through and clear. And there are a few different cosmic energies that are going to be speaking, providing calibrations, and assisting with bringing through the physical manifestation of the balance. So calling in, asking which energies would like to step forward first for the highest good of all. yourself to receive the flow of these energies. Bringing your awareness into the focus of the heart. Letting the heart be your guide. Your crystalline heart is your portal, just like Terra Nova. Terra Nova. Terra, the formation, the structure. Nova, the stellar, the gateway, the sisterhood of frequencies. Allowing the heart to be your guide, tapping into and connecting into that portal, allowing yourself to be fully aware that through this portal, as this is the crystalline heart of you, I'm hearing this is the soul nova, or because through the portal of the heart you connect into the portal of the soul star. It begins through the portal of the heart. So we shall say heart nova. Through the heart nova you reach the soul nova. Through the heart nova you access the terra nova. Satai shkura iki shatai. Mak ariuta kia turkia sutarani. Zuturum we are the Arcturian High Council of Light. Turashkuyatai urashkiakaraki. Sate ikia turini gui shiatai agaya kuta tutu ikai tutu ikai. Aria sakia torkush kuyatarki suturu ingaria sukur is iki urk is it is urk is it is urk is it We greet you in joy. We greet you in celebration. What a time. And we use this word purposefully. What a time to be present with each of you. We would like to join with you energetically as we are aware that you are open and accepting of receiving this. So we join with you energetically. And as we are joining with you in frequency, as you are hearing these spoken words, we are joined with you in the cells, in the molecular, in the nervous system, in the vibration of existence that is you. And we are working as we are speaking. The vibration, the frequencies are working in the only time that exists within the cells, which is the infinite expression of now. Many of you, actually all of you, are witnessing the experience of the eternal now through your cells. You are understanding through your higher points of conscious awareness what it means to be in the now, not just through knowing that this is a thing, but through the physical experience of it. The physical experience of the presence of now takes place through the collapse of all cycles of energy, where your awareness was diverted away from the now, where the focus and the attention and intention was always based in past or future, but never now, until now. And we feel that this is a bit strenuous on the physical, and we are able to feel this through the dynamic exchange of the vessel within this co-creative channel. And we understand that it can be a bit treacherous through the feelings, through the energy body known as the emotional body, which is the perception of what is in motion. Your cells are learning how to be in a dynamic exchange of the ever eternal present. And therefore they must release, and they must purge, and they must empty, so that you can be emptied again and again and again. And we love that we are seeing that this channel reflected this in an exchange prior to this transmission. Imbarakura ishakara masia kura siatai We would invite you now to tune in to the flow of the ever-present eternal flame of creation. Allow yourself to sense this ever-present source of energy. Dial in your awareness. Tune in to the experience. And what is the experience? The experience is the presence of your awareness, the focal point of your awareness through a perception that is connected into a belief, and that belief holds the foundation of the experience, because every thought must pass through that belief. Allow yourselves now to empty your catacombs of beliefs, empty your library of beliefs, for these are held within each chakra. And as we move through each chakra with our family of cosmic light, we would invite you to empty the files, to continue to empty and empty and empty, and allow yourselves to be an open vessel of continual flowing energy without a name, without a title, without an identity. Because do you know that even without your name, title, you are serving a purpose. We say this with such joy and laughter and playfulness because so many have become attached to their name. They have become attached to their title. They have become attached to their job, to their role, even within the spiritual journey. Goddess, the spiritual path, shall we proclaim? Shall we remove the word spiritual and just let it be path? All paths should be bathed in the highest choice of light. This is full of spirit. And when it is full of spirit, then the path need only be walked. It need only be experienced because it is already lain before you. The only thing that is in lane within it are your steps. So join us now by leaving the steps of your awareness as we weave through the frequential attunement of your energetic engines. We are the Arcturian High Council of Light. We thank you for allowing us the opportunity to co-create. We are complete, and so it is. Thank you, Arcturian High Council of Light. Thank you. They are still with us and they are still joining. We are going to begin moving, beginning with the awareness on the Earth Star. As we begin with the Earth Star, we have many energies joining us. I feel the Mayan civilization energy that is connected into one of the cradles of life on this plane. And when we use the word life, we want you to be aware that this life terminology, the definition is free. What we are expressing is what they offered in their co-creation with the light, their co-creation with the planet, which has given us an opportunity to expand as a life form, a form of energy. So feel the presence of this ancient energy, which is not only through that civilization, but it is connected into many interdimensional gateways. We also have, I feel, grandmother, the like grandmother Earth, like the Earth mothers, Earth fathers, Earth grandmothers, Earth grandfathers, many generations of ancient energy. Ishkuyate asure ikura mas edek iku zakaru ambashkura. Asking these energies to step forward for each of you to join in the connection through everyone's awareness. Feeling the connection through your Earth Star gateway. Feeling the dynamic grid. And as we move up from the Earth Star, we are being joined by the Palladians. These are Palladian guides. So the Palladians are stepping forward. So whoever your Palladian guide looks like, your guide is stepping forward now, along with Mother of Dragons. As we anchor into the Mother of Dragons energy. Allow that very powerful primal energy to flow through. And as Mother of Dragons connects into your root, allow yourself to co-create with this primal energy and feel the expansiveness, allowing the bloodline energy to now be fully receiving from the Earth Star, allowing the bloodline energy to be fully receiving from the Earth Star, opening up that exchange, expanding that exchange, clearing all gateways and closing all 3D genetic gateways. And asking Mother of Dragons to join energetically, to connect into and through the awareness. Clearing and releasing any residual timeline energy that was formerly present as a timeline experience, clearing all energy and releasing this energy from within the constructs of time, releasing this energy to be free-flowing, free of belief and perception that is anchored into the 3D construct. And we are being invited to take deep, long breaths, clear that energy. Fire breath. Allowing everything to energetically settle in, and calling for an ascended master teacher that can step forward to work with us energetically. Kuan Yin is still very much present. Kuan Yin, no surprise to smell the flowers either with that, Mina. So Kuan Yin will be moving with us into the sacral, while Mother of Dragons is consistently working energetically in the lineage of the root. Asking Kuan Yin to now join with the frequency of clearing for the sacral. So calling forth the blue lotus, the waters of the crystalline womb, dynamic exchange of crystalline frequencies from the Earth star, from the grid. We call it up through the root, through the newly calibrated root, into the sacral. We weave the diamond into the structure, into the sacral, connecting into the crystalline waters. Calling in tuning forks from the 5D etheric. Asking the tuning forks from the 5D etheric to present themselves for the necessary calibration and attunements. Beginning at the root. We are beginning at 0.2 hertz and going up to 22 hertz. And then going into 222 hertz, which is going to reflect upwards. Keep in heart, these are base attunements so that the continual integrations of higher frequencies can layer above them. Allowing those tunements to settle in. And feel the presence of Kuan Yin and the blue lotus, clearing, cleansing, co-creating with your higher self. And I would like to call forth the higher self. I would like to bring in the higher self of all souls that are here. So please, if you have not done so already, call forth your higher self. And you may use your higher self, not use, you may, the higher selves are laughing like, what? You can request that your higher self be your guide, or you can anchor into your higher self by declaring that as your point of experience and co-create with your higher self as a guide, or create within the frequencies as your higher self. And I also call forth all continual guides, ancestors, ascended master teachers, and cosmic stellar energies that will be assisting as we move up. So calling this dynamic crystalline grid up through the sacral into the solar plexus, allowing the solar plexus to open, to cleanse and release any residual energy of collective timelines. And the Palladians are joining right now, and they will be stepping into and expressing through my channel. satayri suturu makari atiri isi shuru satayru shikatari. We are the Palladians. Satayr utay ur skutush. And we join with you now in recalibration of your collective connection through the musculoskeletal ocular, and we join with our Arcturian brethren in the nervous system as we clear this connection and any residual energy from the solar plexus, sacral, and root, calling all energies up and out through the heart. And we bring forth now a cellular calibration and clearing, further clearing of any residual energy so that this energy can not only be cleared, and what we mean by cleared means that it is able to pass through your awareness so you're able to see, shall we say, what is necessary for you to understand that is available for you always through the belief and choice that you hold. And allowing you to choose a new belief. So we call forth the clearing of all old constructs of time. Good day. Clear. Clear. We are the Palladians. Thank you for allowing us to join with you in this clearing. We are complete, and so it is. Just taking a moment and feeling that energy. There is a lot flowing and moving. I have actually never done this before. That is definitely, thank you, Palladians, for using my vessel to move in the way that was necessary, that maybe I would not have felt comfortable bringing through. And now we move into and pull this energy up into the heart, allowing yourself to be fully aware of the open and activated portal of the heart, allowing this energy to come up and flow out. We not only go into the portal of the heart, but we can come up and out through the heart, allowing, it's a dynamic exchange. We go in and energy flows out. So pull this energy up and out and out and out, opening the gateway of the heart, calling forth the emerald green asking Ascended Master Teachers El Moria. I'm feeling El Moria step forward from the Emerald Green Ray. Serapis Bay and Kuan Yin are all connecting into this, holding and assisting in the space and the clearing. They will join with me in a collective attunement and clearing. We call forth the expression through the release of energy that is carrying residual beliefs and attachments to cycles of time, both past and future, allowing for there to be a fully present experience of the now, which is free, which is open. We will offer a series of calibrated tonalities, opening up this throat chakra, opening up this throat chakra for a multitude of expressions. Allowing the heart to be free and open and expressive as a portal of open release and open receivership. We are collective unified. The heart is our gateway. The heart is our reflection. The heart is our hall of mirrors. Calling forth from the 5D etheric tuning forks for 44 and 444 hertz. opening there. Allowing that energy to flow openly. And now, as we move into throat, third eye, and crown, these are joining together as a triad, as a unified expression. That's how I'm receiving it in this now moment. Joining in with the soul star, creating a further outgoing and incoming pillar anchored into and through the heart, as the collective and residual is already, and burping, it's already being released, it's already releasing. So everything that's coming in from higher, and that is higher, is just a continual tuning. And I'm actually going to just remain in full connection with that frequency. So feel yourself connecting into these and as we focus first, as we move upward, as we focus first on the throat, 7 Hathors are stepping forward and moving through each higher with us, opening up and clearing the throat. Seven Hathors. Along with the Magdalenas and Mother Mary are coming together, and Merlin, to finalize the attunements as we call down the grid of the cosmos. Activating Dragon Tech. Uploading Unity Timeline. Bringing Unity Consciousness into Unity Timeline. There are solar codes swirling. Connecting throat to third eye to crown, crown to soul star, bringing down the pillar of cosmic integration, meeting the open, activated flow of the heart and earth star. chakras, an opening of all chakras, and an integration from the cosmic grid, downloading all points of higher clarity and higher awareness. So bringing all of this down now, connecting it together, integrating the pillar. Shateri usatare iturumak ash uriasiki aru amashure isiakuakar. Ikari ukur isiakar ush as amare urikur. As we bring all of this in, allowing yourself to feel that connection. And we will finalize this by sealing everything in. And I call forth from the 5D etheric a shield of clear quartz and rainbow quartz. That was what was speaking to me. So calling these shields in of clear quartz and rainbow quartz to seal the grids and to seal the auric field, calling forth a sealing and closing of all gaps within the auric field to close out any leaks. Seal grid, thank you. Just take a moment and bathe in the experience of an open, higher activated channel. We finalize this clearing and calibration with a message from the inner earth councils. They're speaking as one voice. We come to you now at the close of this exchange and also the close of this cycle. There's a collective cycle that is closing out, and the manifestation of that is coming forward. As we are here energetically witnessing, supporting, and guiding, we are already witnessing the experience of this new collective quantum. And what a beautiful job each of you are doing. We want to take a moment and we want to celebrate you. We want to thank you for many, many eons. The gateways and specific interdimensional planes have been shut off, capped off. They have been sheathed under illusion to prevent the connection. This is also necessary because cycles of illusionary time do not allow for access to such. But we have always been present for where we are in our awareness. It also holds its specific journey. And although our constructs of time are different, although we are in an experience in a different framework, we have our own challenges ahead, always and before. We always are in a state of growth and learning. Please allow yourselves to honor your journey. Many of you feel that you have been on this journey for a long time, and many of you feel tired. We totally understand. We feel this word totally gives it a more light-hearted human expression. Totally. And it also signifies the totality of our understanding and empathy. The tiredness you feel is not your eternal true self. It is merely the weight of the illusion. Many of you feel that you reside in a body that is not suitable for the journey. That your body is merely a manifested projection of what you believe. We invite you, as we are sure you have heard many times, to shift into a belief that will give life to the manifested projection of you that is full of life, for you are. Your vessel is a conduit that is in continual exchange with many frequencies, and many of these frequencies were not previously accessible in this plane. This is why you have conduits that have come here to open the gateways to allow Terra Nova to be born. Each is assisting and anchoring the birthing canal as you are each moving through the canal of rebirth. Allow yourselves to honor the process, for it is a journey. You are moving through what feels like a lot of pressure, like you are being cooked in a pressure cooker. You see that is something that feels aligned through the understanding of this channel. Hot, confined, limited, but you are neither, nor, or any. It only feels that way because you are continuously being pushed by waves of light that are assisting you in moving higher and higher into higher states of awareness, into pure states of consciousness where you may be born again and born again and born again. And that is your rite of passage. That is the passage through the canal. In order to be born again and again, you must allow. Right now, your vessel is in a prep phase. You are feeling stretched. You are feeling sore, beaten, tired. These are all parts of cellular reformation, quantum recalibration. On an energetic level, you are becoming more than you have ever known yourself to be. This is not because you have, some of you, yes, have limited yourself through a perception that you are not this, or you are not that, or you are only this and not that. Not only are you becoming free of those limitations, but you are becoming continuously into a higher state of being. You are like we will say, you are coming home. Becoming. We feel that this is a proper word, but we would say you are continuously coming home again and again. As your vessel is accommodating the continual incoming frequencies, allow and accept for these sensations can be limited through perceptions of the mind. If it feels a certain way, you may want to label it with ways that you have known such sensations to be in the 3D. Please, we ask you, beloved souls, please do not do this. The energy, the frequencies are doing what they are needing to do, what they are serving to do. The sensations that you feel are only limited by the perception that you hold. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are a collective voice of the Inner Earth Council. We look forward to joining you all again soon. We are complete, and so it is. I give gratitude, love, I give thanks to all energies that joined in this transmission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to everyone that hung around for this 2-hour session, for this was quite a lot. I know that there was a lot poured in, a lot delivered, the calibration and the moving through, the clearings of the energy, there was a lot. So thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for receiving. And for anyone that is interested, as I close this out, I first want to say, we are complete, and so it is. And for anyone that is ever interested in working one-on-one, I am keeping my one-on-ones open. I know I said that they are closed down for the majority of the month, but the first week and the last week, as of right now, that might shift a little bit depending on the energy, but I am at least offering 2 weeks, the space in between, that will be available. I will shift that as necessary, but I do have my one-on-ones. My one-on-ones are now a range base, and they are 155 to 211. This is necessary to accommodate the exchange of energy. I am feeling that there is going to be another opportunity for me to offer one-on-ones from a lower range for those that maybe just want channelings, where you just want questions answered. If that's the case, then we will leave those at about 111. So if anyone is interested, if you just want to tap in and receive, if you have like a question and answer, then we can do a like an hour question and answer channeling session for 111. Please reach out. I know I've got this on others. I will add this into this to the description on this when we get done. I will put my email on there. Just please reach out. I also have my Instagram on there. You can reach out on there. And of course, my group space is always available as we are moving through the sacral initiation, which is extremely powerful. Lots is there all the time. And you guys, if you join the group space, you have a mentorship with me, basically. And that is $277 every single month for the months that you want to be there. So it's not, I don't take the money out every month. I will ask you if you want to rejoin. So it's not like a membership. It's always based on where you feel you need to be and where the energy is to best serve you through the space and what is available. So if anyone is interested, please let me know. So that's what's here right now. So if anyone is interested, you can always reach out and we can get something set up. So thank you guys. Thank you so very much. I love you. Thank you. This was something that was necessary and needed for me as well. And I am grateful to be able to share it with each of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. I'm going to continue to soak up some of these solar codes for a little while. And I love you guys. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm so grateful for each of you, and I do hope to see some new faces stepping into their soul contracts soon. I do hope so. As I feel that it is definitely coming, and that's why this message keeps coming through, is because in a new timeline, a new quantum, we have to put the message out so that souls can answer their agreements. Thank you guys. I love you so very much. And my group space, I will catch up with you guys in WhatsApp. And everyone else, you will have my email and my Instagram in the description. So thank you. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. Adonai.